Hello, I'm Don McGuire. Welcome back to day 2 of the Snapdragon Tech Summit Digital 2020. Yesterday, we discussed the central role of the premium tier smartphone in driving consumer experiences forward and how these connected, intelligent devices are essential to building a more resilient world. We believe Snapdragon sets the benchmark as the platform for the connected age. And yesterday, we unveiled our new flagship 5G mobile platform, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888, for the premium experiences people deserve. Today, we dive deep into the 888 to give you the first inside look. To kick things off, I'd like to welcome Ziad Ashkar.
Hello, and welcome to our technical deep dive of Qualcomm Snapdragon 888. We're so glad you could join us today, and we have a lot of exciting details to share. The 888 is a major upgrade in every respect. Our design methodology is to come up with products that are clearly differentiated and offer unique experiences that consumers really love and appreciate. Snapdragon 888 is the culmination of many years of work by thousands of engineers and technologists. As the product lead for Snapdragon Technologies, I am very excited to share with you all the details about our next generation premium tier platform. Let's get started. Our design methodology for Snapdragon 888 was to look at all of the standalone devices that are in every household and enhance the smartphone experience to the level where it can surpass all of them in terms of experience and technical capabilities. While these standalone devices excel at certain areas, the smartphone collectively is the first device that consumers reach out for. People watch content on big TVs because of the quality of the display and the content available. But now, the capabilities of smartphones far outweigh that of standalone TVs in both these respects. Thanks to Snapdragon Technologies, smartphones have the ability to play back 4K and even 8K content with HDR. Smartphones add in 5G connectivity, AI, an amazing camera experience, and the fact that you can actually communicate with other people while you're watching a Netflix episode. Adding in these technologies and the social aspect transforms video consumption into a truly different experience that standalone TVs cannot match. Now let's consider a high-end camera, like a DSLR. Sure, they capture good pictures, but smartphone cameras can capture multiple streams with different fields of view. They can switch between a front and a rear-facing camera, capture 4K or 8K resolutions, and upload them immediately to your favorite social media channel. You have AI augmentation to facilitate getting you the best shots and angles in practically all conditions. This is just not possible on the DSLR. And on top of that, you're not lugging around a hefty camera with multiple lenses. With COVID-19, video conferencing has become the new norm for many of us, making connectivity even more important. Our home internet connection is usually provided by a cable modem. For the lucky ones, they have fiber gateways that gets you near gigabit speeds. On a Snapdragon-based device, you get more than 7 times that rate, with the huge added benefit of mobility, so you can get that experience on the go. And now with 5G, the smartphone experience is vastly different, with fewer dropped video conference calls and smooth video feeds throughout. With gaming consoles, you're confined to the space where the console is tethered to. The future of gaming is mobile, because you can be on the move and play no matter where you are in the world. Gaming is a social, multiplayer activity, so you're fully connected with the speed of 5G. Smartphones can use AI and AI bots to hone your gaming skills, and latest games add features like HDR and high frame rates, where only smartphones can benefit from. Games are experienced very differently on the smartphone. With the advent of AI, what Snapdragon 888 can do is to subsume many additional standalone devices, such as translation devices, face-based payment products, or a fully conversational personal assistant. Consumers are now able to carry only one device with them. An 888-based smartphone that exceeds the capabilities of all these devices combined. It is the one device that does all of this and more. With the 888, it does it far better. Now let's look at the three main areas we're going to focus on. The number one ask from consumers and customers alike continues to be imaging and best-in-class camera experience. In the year 2020 alone, 1.4 trillion, by the way, it's a trillion with a T, photos will be taken. The vast majority of these photos will be taken on the smartphone. People are using their smartphone cameras at unprecedented rates. They are creating social media content and creating their own channels. They're taking more photos with family and with nature. And they're video conferencing more than ever before with their smartphone cameras. So we are tripling down on the camera experience on the 888. The second area we wanted to really focus on is gaming. The typical mobile gamer is playing games for about 6+ hours a week. That's about an hour a day. Probably more if you're part of the younger movement. This is a lot of gaming, which means you need a smartphone that can sustain that performance and allow you to play for long periods of time. It should be able to do that with awesome battery life as well. Mobile gaming today is a social norm, as friends can catch up about their day and engage in battle at the same time. And now, XR is taking gaming to a completely different level, augmenting graphics and mobility and immersing you into a new virtual world. The third area that is generating a ton of excitement and interest is artificial intelligence. AI augments so many smartphone capabilities these days, and for the most part, it operates behind the scenes to make your experiences natural and seamless. AI recognizes your voice and acts on your behalf. It can assist you while navigating the roads, simplify and personalize your shopping experience. It is transforming telemedicine and how doctors' visits will be conducted in the future. We have made massive upgrades to the Snapdragon 888 to address the demands of the many AI applications. From the onset, Snapdragon is a platform experience. It is the sum of many parts that make it great. Qualcomm develops world-leading modem RF systems, and we are uniquely positioned because of that to do system optimizations for best 5G experience from modem all the way to the antenna. This is the reason why Snapdragon smartphones can connect to any 5G network around the world seamlessly. Similarly, Qualcomm Quick Charge 5 technology is the most advanced charging solution in the world and can support up to 100-watt chargers and charge your phone from 0 to 50% in a mere 5 minutes. Another key component is our Qualcomm 3D Sonic fingerprint solution, which is bleeding-edge secure and fast when it comes to authenticating your fingerprint. Our audio codec and speaker amplifiers bring sound to life in so many ways. Now, more than ever, sound is even more important. It connects us, it motivates us, and it inspires us. At Qualcomm Technologies, our engineers have pioneered some of the world's biggest audio breakthroughs, resulting in a broad portfolio of technologies across codecs, activation, active noise cancellation, echo suppression, and more to deliver amazing sound. Today, I'm excited to give you a little tease of how we are utilizing these innovations and working with the leading audio and mobile brands to define the new age of premium sound experiences.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, strut! You do the wiggle wiggle. You shake it like you really wanna. You shake it like you really wanna. Shake it like you really gotta. Ready, set, strut, hey. Jump to the side, do a little wiggle, then glide to the right. Shake just a little right. Hey, hey. Are you ready? Count 1, 2, 3, strut.
And you know, we're not going to stop here. On the Snapdragon 888, we are enabling innovation on the form factor side as well. Snapdragon 888 smartphones will connect to sleek, lightweight AR and VR viewers to enable next level of immersive experiences. Now let's add in smartwatches and headsets with their different levels of access to data and capabilities, and we can create a unique experience. Envision using a number of Qualcomm-enabled devices to immerse you into an area of optimal productivity, complete with a big screen experience for different applications, social platforms, and immersive gaming. This is the Qualcomm Technologies to Qualcomm Technologies advantage, where you have connected devices, smartphones, Bluetooth headsets, XR viewers, and smartwatches that provide a seamless user experience across all of these devices. Now, let's jump into the heart of our new Dragon. It's truly our most advanced product yet. Manufactured in the latest 5nm process technology, it is the most cutting-edge process technology right now that allows us to squeeze in the maximum number of transistors. Now, as we go through this deep dive, you will see a large number of firsts that we have packed into this product. So let's start with connectivity. This is the most advanced integrated 5G modem RF system in the world. It is equipped with our third generation sub-6 and millimeter wave technologies, which allows global launches with a single design. It is designed to bring ultimate flexibility to operators so that more networks around the world can deliver the best 5G experience. Snapdragon 888 can achieve peak 5G speeds of up to 7.5 gigabits per second, utilizing our third generation millimeter wave technology, whereas others are still on their first generation 5G solutions. Snapdragon 888 is the first to add key features such as 5G carrier aggregation across FDD and TDD, all in a very compact, integrated solution. This is the first Snapdragon product to use our Qualcomm Fast Connect 6900 subsystem. This amazing system utilizes the latest Wi-Fi 6 and 6E capabilities, utilizing the 6 GHz spectrum. Like 5G, you can achieve multi-gigabit speeds at nearly 3.6 gigabits per second. Snapdragon 888 is the first in the industry to use advanced modulation techniques like 4K QAM and 4-stream DBS by using the 6 GHz channel. Now, by increasing the number of channels from 2 to 3, this relieves Wi-Fi network congestion even further to generate the fastest and most consistent connections in your home. 6900 also brings in Bluetooth 5.2 with dual antenna support for much better Bluetooth connectivity experience. Really a great story on the connectivity side. Let's move on to camera. Qualcomm technologies today power the most cameras in the world due to the sheer number of photos taken each day by smartphones powered by Snapdragon. This year with Snapdragon 888, we are tripling down on the future of photography, and we are very excited. This is the first triple ISP from Snapdragon. This means that the smartphone can capture 3 different camera streams from 3 different vantage points and then decide which picture or video is right for you, and stitch them together to create the best experience possible. Spectra 580 will also support the newest sensor technology called staggered HDR sensors, which will introduce the concept of computational HDR for the first time. Last year, our Qualcomm Spectra ISP broke the gigapixel per second barrier for the first time. We have pushed the envelope even further with Qualcomm Spectra 580. We have cranked those speeds up to 2.7 gigapixels per second. That's a whopping 35% increase in pixel throughput. So we think the Snapdragon 888 will take the imaging experience to a whole new level. You will hear more about these new and exciting camera experiences later on. On to GPU. Our Qualcomm Adreno GPU is at the heart of mobile gaming. To date, we have shipped over 2.5 billion Adreno GPUs and have powered a new breed of gaming smartphones. Adreno is the most power-efficient graphics IP in mobile industry, which means it is the most power-efficient graphics IP, period. This year, our Adreno 660 GPU achieves the biggest year-on-year leap in graphics rendering performance with a whopping 35% improvement in performance while focusing on sustainable and usable performance and adding new cutting-edge features. This means that more games can push the frame rate limit while allowing you to play on your smartphone for as long as you wish. Adreno is more than just graphics engine. It is also made up of the world-class display engine that enables best picture quality. With Snapdragon 888, we are adding new hardware inside the display pipeline with technologies like Demura and subpixel rendering to improve the picture quality of the smartphone display even further. The Snapdragon DNA is really built on sustained performance. It is not about the type of graphics performance that can win synthetic benchmarks. It is about the ability to render games at the highest performance level and holding those levels over a sustained period of time. Our competitors across different OSs sometimes claim the highest marks during the very first few minutes, but drop off very quickly, which means they cannot sustain the performance. In other words, that performance is not usable. With Snapdragon, we work with the mobile gaming industry to deliver the best gaming experience on the device. AI has become very critical over the years. Due to our early investments in AI R&D, Qualcomm AI technology enables more than 1.5 billion devices today. AI is one technology that has outpaced all others in terms of processing demands. Because of this, we have completely redefined our Qualcomm Hexagon 780 processor. We had to rethink the way AI workloads can achieve higher performance without sacrificing power. The different AI accelerators that are built into Hexagon, the scalar, the vector, and tensor accelerators, they are all now fused together such that they work together as one unit. On top of that, we added a layer of shared memory around these accelerators that is 16 times the size in previous products. The added memory also allows many neural networks to run inside Hexagon without tapping into external memory. This reduces the response times to nanoseconds and increases performance per watt by more than 3 times compared to the previous year. This is what allows new AI use cases to run on device, which were not possible in the past. Last year we also introduced the Qualcomm Sensing Hub, which enabled always-on, contextually aware use cases when your smartphone is sitting idle. With the 888, we are introducing the second generation Qualcomm Sensing Hub, where we added a dedicated AI processor. It can collect and decipher different types of data streams, including, for the first time, 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and location streams. The inclusion of these data streams creates new opportunities for your smartphone to understand the environment around it, like a baby crying, the weather around you, the time of the day, and work with an AI assistant to seamlessly provide recommendations. And finally, our Qualcomm Cryo 680 CPU. We went all out with our new CPU architecture also this year. Snapdragon 888 is the first to use the ARM Cortex-X1, which is a completely redone architecture that increases CPU performance by up to 25%. And we have improved the overall CPU cluster power efficiency by 25% as well. Just like we were able to sustain graphics performance, it's a very similar story here with overall CPU performance. Snapdragon is designed to better maintain its performance compared to all of our competitors across OSs. We designed the various engines to ensure we can sustain performance for long periods while our competitors are tapering off because of throttling issues. They constructed their IP for 1 or 2 good runs, which is ideal for benchmarks, but Snapdragon, again, is constructed for sustained, usable performance. And when you bring all of these pieces in our Snapdragon 888 together, the Adreno 660, the newly built Hexagon 780, the Cryo 680, and the second generation Qualcomm Sensing Hub, this forms our very powerful 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine. And the combined processing power of this new engine exceeds 26 trillion operations per second. This is the first for any mobile platform and represents the biggest leap in performance ever on Snapdragon. Along with that, we have completely redesigned the software tools to enable access to our new 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine, appropriately named Qualcomm AI Engine Direct. Later on, we'll show you some of the new experiences this new AI engine will deliver. As you can see, we did not skimp on any technology. We've really gone all out, but we've just begun to scratch the surface of the Snapdragon 888. With all this amazing technology, the 888 is the benchmark in driving premium experiences on the handset. Another area that is top of mind for consumers and us is security. We have done a lot in this area too, and here to tell you more is Sarita.
Thank you, Ziad. Qualcomm Technologies invests heavily in hardware, software, and cloud security technologies, as we believe new experiences are built on secure foundations. Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 will add new security technologies that will power completely new user experiences on smartphones. Snapdragon 888 will be the first Snapdragon with a Type 1 hypervisor, a feature previously only popular on desktops, mostly used for running multiple operating systems in their own isolated secure spaces. Snapdragon 888 brings this technology to smartphones to enable new user experiences. Like desktop computing, Qualcomm's hypervisor can enable many instances of the same operating system on the smartphones and switch between them instantly. You can have one instance of the operating system dedicated to your work apps and a separate isolated operating system for your personal apps. Or you can even run a completely different operating system. Qualcomm's hypervisor provides isolation within the hardware, preserving the security and privacy of each environment. We also believe hypervisor can be used a different way. The future of apps can be apps with their own operating system. Hypervisor can isolate the application, and it can keep the application data completely private from apps within the primary operating system. Qualcomm Hypervisor can open a new trusted world for application developers. They can create entirely new and private experiences within each application. Hypervisor is just one of many technologies enabled inside of the Snapdragon chipset. Our security technologies extend beyond the Snapdragon chip into the cloud. In 2018, we created Qualcomm Wireless Edge Service. It's a set of cloud services that Snapdragon can interact with, allowing apps and services to remotely verify the device identity, measure the security of the devices, and its wireless connections in real time. The Qualcomm service enables apps and services to make risk-based assessments by securely gathering information from the device and deliver sensitive information to that target device. Apps and services can also leverage Qualcomm Wireless Edge Service to remotely activate chipset hardware and software features. Today, Qualcomm Wireless Edge Services are fully commercial for developers to integrate into their apps and services, enabling secure remote management of devices. We want to use the opportunity to highlight a new security-related use case. It's a use case that takes advantage of our on-device security technologies and Qualcomm Wireless Edge cloud services to preserve the future of photography. We're entering a new world with AI-powered tools where it's easy to create deepfakes. How do you know if a photo on a website is authentic? Pixels and EXIF data, the format information for images and sound files, can be edited, can be modified. Soon, anyone will be able to easily create a convincing forgery. We at Qualcomm want to provide a way to capture a photo that lets others know that what they're looking at is truly a photo captured by a camera. This is why we are collaborating with Trupic. Trupic harnesses our security technologies, our Spectra ISP, and Qualcomm Wireless Edge cloud services to create a cryptographic seal around photos captured by the camera. The cryptographic seal protects pixels, date, time, location, and the depth map. Trupic's cryptographically sealed photos are compliant with the emerging open standard from the Content Authenticity Initiative, also known as CAI, led by Adobe. By being CAI compliant, Trupic photos can be viewed and verified by other CAI compliant services. Thanks to our work with Trupic, Snapdragon is the world's first CAI compliant camera. We are looking forward to securing the future of photography. Thank you so much for listening, and now back to Ziad.
We're making huge strides in security by working with partners across the industry to advance this area with the Snapdragon 888. Now it's time to focus in depth on the three key areas that I highlighted earlier. You will see how 888 will change the way consumers use their smartphones for camera, gaming, and AI experiences. We believe that these key areas, along with 5G on the Snapdragon 888, will define a premium mobile experience like no other. Without further ado, starting with camera.
I'm PJ. I market camera technologies here at Qualcomm. When it comes to capturing great photos and great video, a good lens, a good image sensor are a good start. But professional quality photos and videos are only delivered by a computational camera. This means that the camera is powered by an incredible processor. The Qualcomm Spectra image signal processor inside of Snapdragon uses the latest technologies in color, computer vision, and artificial intelligence to capture professional quality photos and videos. In an instant, Qualcomm Spectra captures multiple images and uses the best parts of each to create one stunning, vibrant, crystal clear image. While others can capture a few megapixels per second and take the best parts, Qualcomm Spectra is much faster. Qualcomm Spectra processes gigapixels worth of image data each second. This gigapixel speed is the key to professional image quality. This is how earlier generations of Qualcomm Spectra have been absolutely loaded with new camera features. These innovations took professional quality to the next level. All of this has ushered in smartphones with the most incredible cameras. When you own one of these Snapdragon smartphones, you have a professional camera in your pocket. Qualcomm's camera innovation is not stopping. Today, Qualcomm Spectra is getting a big upgrade that's packed with tons of new camera features. And to tell you all about it is camera genius Judd Heap. Judd, take it away.
Thanks, PJ. Qualcomm Technologies built Qualcomm Spectra to double down on the future of computational camera. Unlike most ISPs, when Qualcomm Spectra debuted 5 years ago, it wasn't a single ISP. It was born a dual ISP. Today, it's getting a big upgrade. Today, Snapdragon will triple down on the future of computational photography. Qualcomm Spectra 580 is the first Qualcomm Spectra with a triple ISP. This is huge. The triple ISP will take professional image quality to the next level because it gives the camera triple concurrency and triple parallel processing. Let me show you how we can use these features to take professional image quality to the next level and offer breakthrough camera experiences. Most flagship smartphones come with at least 3 rear cameras, each with different lenses: ultra-wide, wide, and telephoto. Triple concurrency will enable users to capture video from 3 different cameras at the exact same time, all in 4K HDR quality. Or you can capture 3 photos at the exact same time, all at 28 megapixels at 30 frames per second with no lag. Triple concurrency will also provide even smoother transitioning when zooming between cameras. For example, on the dual ISP, if you started shooting with your wide-angle camera, we had to guess if you were going to zoom in with your telephoto or zoom out with your ultra-wide. With triple concurrency, we don't have to guess. We can run all 3 cameras in the background and then instantly switch to the camera that you want to use. But Qualcomm Spectra 580 is more than just triple ISPs. It features architecture improvements for speed, image quality, and computer vision. It's 35% faster than our previous generation. We can now capture 2.7 gigapixels per second. For example, that's 2 sensors, a 64 megapixel and a 25 megapixel sensor, running concurrently at 30 frames per second. We can also use that speed to achieve astounding burst photography. In just 1 second, we can capture 120 photos, all at 12 megapixels. No mobile device has ever done that, until now. To quote PJ from last year, who does that? We do that. This is a demo of it in action. You can see that with just 1 snap, you can capture 120 photos, all at 12 megapixels.
You deserve a premium device powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G mobile platform. Experience gigapixel speed and professional quality with the Qualcomm Spectra 580 ISP, the first Snapdragon platform with a triple ISP. When you want that specific slow-motion shot, you'll have it. Snapdragon 888 5G is our first with 12 megapixel at 120 frames per second burst photo capture. That's 120 frames with the tap of your finger. Real gigapixel camera speeds at work. Snapdragon 888 5G helps you never miss a moment with burst capture functionality. When it comes to your device, you deserve a professional quality camera. You deserve Qualcomm Snapdragon.
Qualcomm Spectra 580's speed, along with the latest AI engine, also gives us the ability to dramatically enhance photo capture in low light. We can capture photos with incredible detail in near darkness, as little as just 0.1 lux of light. This is a demo of our new low light capabilities. These photos were taken in near darkness, and they still look spectacular.
You deserve a premium device powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G mobile platform. Experience gigapixel speed and professional quality with the Qualcomm Spectra 580 ISP, the first Snapdragon platform with a triple ISP. Also debuting on the Qualcomm Spectra 580 is new low-light architecture. When it's just too dark, finding the light that's available and keeping the phone still might not yield ideal results. Mobile users deserve more. Like a premium device powered by the Snapdragon 888 5G with its new low-light architecture for brighter photos even in near darkness. When it comes to your device, you deserve a professional quality camera. You deserve Qualcomm Snapdragon.
Qualcomm Technologies is at the center of the camera ecosystem. We know what image sensors are coming to consumers, so we designed the Qualcomm Spectra ISP for the image sensors of tomorrow. Qualcomm Spectra 580's architecture is designed for image sensors called staggered HDR that will come to market this year. They have the potential to dramatically enhance HDR video quality. Staggered HDR image sensors output separate long, medium, and short exposures. In the same time that today's image sensors capture 1 image, staggered HDR can capture 3 images, all with detail in different parts, bright or dark, of the scene. The term HDR can be confusing. we commonly refer to HDR as 10-bit HDR or HDR10 for video, which we've supported since Snapdragon 845. Other formats like hybrid log gamma and Dolby Vision are also 10-bit formats. But this really refers to how HDR videos are encoded and saved. In reality, the ISP operates on a much higher bit depth, which is enabled by computational HDR. Computational HDR is what the ISP is doing when it combines multiple exposures together from the image sensor to get a final output image with huge dynamic range. Up until now, video could be saved in 10-bit format, but this was typically generated by a single exposure per frame, or by an image sensor that had to trade an HDR output for a reduction in resolution. For photo capture, special applications could produce an HDR output based upon multiple bracketed exposures. Sadly, however, this all got tone mapped down to an 8-bit JPEG file. But thanks to staggered HDR image sensors and their ability to output 3 exposures in 1 frame time, we can now bring multi-exposure computational HDR to both video and photo capture. We're also announcing today that we're overcoming the 8-bit JPEG for the first time. We've now utilized the HEIF format to produce photos with 10-bit color depth. This will bring more clarity, detail, and vibrant color to photos that weren't previously possible with the outdated 8-bit tone-mapped JPEG approach. For HDR, it's about time that photos caught up with video. The triple ISP in Qualcomm Spectra 580 makes computational HDR for all capture modes possible. The triple parallel processing allows each exposure to be concurrently captured and combined, all within 1 frame time. 4K HDR with staggered HDR will make your videos look amazing, with more dynamic range, more detail, and less artifacts than ever before. And 4K with staggered HDR will make video chat look incredible too, especially in challenging backlit scenes. Of course, this presentation wouldn't be complete without a photo of PJ. Here's some footage of what next-gen video chat will look like.
You deserve a premium device powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G mobile platform. Experience gigapixel speed and professional quality with the Qualcomm Spectra 580 ISP, the first Snapdragon platform with a triple ISP. For the first time on our Snapdragon platform, we are bringing 4K HDR and computational HDR video capture together, combining over 1 billion shades of color with multiple images at different exposures to create a final image with extreme dynamic range. Better known in the digital camera world as staggered HDR processing, it offers greater detail in bright and dark parts of the scene simultaneously, with less artifacts. Snapdragon 888 5G brings 4K HDR and computational HDR capture together for enhanced dynamic range videos. When it comes to your device, you deserve a professional quality camera. You deserve Qualcomm Snapdragon.
120Hz displays have become the norm on premium smartphones. They've made gaming much more immersive, but we can also use them to make the camera better. Previously, you've captured and watched video at 24, 30, and 60 frames per second. Like Snapdragon 865, Snapdragon 888 devices will be able to capture 4K at 120 frames per second. But they will also be able to play them back at 120 frames per second for hyper-smooth video playback. In this demo, you can see this new video experience.
You deserve a premium device powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 5G mobile platform. Experience gigapixel speed and professional quality with the Qualcomm Spectra 580 ISP, the first Snapdragon platform with a triple ISP. Take advantage of the gigapixel speeds to slow things down and capture every millisecond of detail with unlimited high-definition, slow-motion video capture at 4K 120 frames per second. Get matching display and visual fidelity with live and on-demand playback and viewing with 120Hz display refresh rates. Snapdragon 888 5G helps you never miss a moment. When it comes to your device, you deserve a professional quality camera. You deserve Qualcomm Snapdragon.
The basics of a professional quality photo start with the 3 A's: autofocus, auto exposure, and auto white balance. All 3 of these must be correct if you want extreme sharpness, dynamic range, and great color. Qualcomm Technologies puts massive amounts of time and resources into refining our 3As. Qualcomm Spectra 580 will debut our 10th generation of 3A algorithms, and it's the first time that 3A will be powered by AI. This will take professional quality images to the next level. Our new saliency autofocus and auto exposure engines are incredible. They were built using virtual reality. We trained the saliency autofocus and auto exposure neural nets with virtual reality headsets equipped with eye tracking. We showed people images in virtual reality and tracked their eyes to see which part of the image they focused on. We then trained the AI autofocus and auto exposure engines with this data. The new AI-powered autofocus engine is faster and more accurate than ever. In the following video, you can see just how much faster and more intelligently our new engine automatically shifts between the objects you want in focus, all without you having to push a button. The Snapdragon 888 camera experience is more than just the Qualcomm Spectra. We have an entire AI engine we tap into. I'd like to show you some breakthrough experiences that can be achieved when our partners harness our ISP and our AI engine. ArcSoft will bring new meaning to the term point and shoot. In the past, point and shoot wasn't really that. You had to select what you wanted to focus on, then zoom in and out to constantly frame the action. No more. Thanks to the triple ISP always capturing video, ArcSoft will use Qualcomm Spectra 580 and our AI engine to track and zoom in and out automatically, delivering on a true point-and-shoot experience. There are many more exciting AI-powered camera experiences coming to Snapdragon 888 smartphones. Qualcomm Spectra 580 debuts our new triple ISP that is packed with breakthrough camera experiences. The breakthrough speed, computational HDR for video, low light architecture, and much more will turn your next Snapdragon 888 smartphone into a professional quality camera.
Hi, I'm Macy from the Qualcomm gaming team. It's such an exciting time in the world of mobile gaming. No other medium has seen such a leap in technology and creative expression in the last decade. At Qualcomm, we have been working on mobile gaming innovations for over 20 years. We bring you the best connected gaming experiences possible with the latest AAA games, all on a device that fits into your pocket. This technological innovation has allowed us to not only pass the time, but do so by connecting, learning, and having fun. Throughout all this technological change, we have been a leader in innovation. Qualcomm Snapdragon Elite Gaming is truly cutting edge, with breakthroughs in dozens of mobile-first features. This includes delivering ultra-smooth gaming with frame rates achieving 144 FPS. We set a new bar in offering the highest HDR quality with features like true 10-bit HDR, Qualcomm Game Color Plus, and Qualcomm Adreno Fast Blend. And we were the first to bring desktop-level capabilities, like updatable GPU driver per game and desktop forward rendering. We take tremendous pride in delivering innovations that allow developers to take full advantage of the hardware to provide a truly amazing experience for the gamer. And now, here are just a few of the titles that exemplify what Snapdragon Elite Gaming is all about. While we've just seen that Qualcomm Snapdragon mobile platform is leading with mobile-first gaming innovations, let's take a look at how it fits into the larger gaming landscape. Mobile accounts for over half of all gaming revenue worldwide, and the revenue growth of mobile gaming is far outpacing other ways to play. Through this difficult year, gaming has been there to help us cope, comfort, and connect. Today, there are more AAA games on mobile than ever before, and we are seeing more high-end, dedicated gaming phones powered by Snapdragon. While freedom to play anywhere is a key feature of mobile gaming, over the past 6 months, fewer people have been out and about, and yet mobile gaming has exploded. People are playing 25% more mobile games this year compared to last year. So while everyone is spending more time at home, they're actively choosing to play games on their phone over all other platforms. One of the studios developing these new experiences leveraging Snapdragon Elite Gaming innovations is Netmarble. Let's hear from Simon Sim, president of Netmarble US.
Whenever we plan our new titles, we aim to be innovative. So we always forecasting the processing power of the devices. CPU enhancement, like the new Snapdragon, allow us to implement console quality of graphics in our games. The improvement of chipset performance year over year from partners like Qualcomm drive us to create high-fidelity games. So we can show what is possible on mobile device. We just launched A3 Still Alive with massive scale real-time battle royale mechanics for mobile devices. Gamers will continue to demand better visual quality from developers. And Netmarble is dedicated to exceeding all expectations. So stay tuned.
Today, there are over 2.6 billion mobile gamers in the world, with Snapdragon being the platform of choice for Android gaming across the entire planet. There's no end in sight for the growth of mobile gaming, especially with new ways to play. One way is console-based cloud gaming, which brings AAA blockbuster titles directly to the palm of your hands and is enhanced by Snapdragon 5G. 5G gaming is all about creating new experiences. more cross-platform games, faster input reaction times from the device back to the cloud, and allowing a massive increase in simultaneous connected gameplay from anywhere. We're excited to welcome Xbox to Snapdragon devices with the cloud streaming of Xbox Game Pass. Finally, you can help Master Chief conquer the Covenant, or Marcus Phoenix vanquish from Locust from the palm of your hand. Snapdragon Elite Gaming is also home to another great collaboration with Dolby. Dolby Atmos for mobile, combined with Snapdragon Elite Gaming, allows you to experience a more immersive game that flows all around you. A leap beyond surround sound, Dolby Atmos puts you in the middle of the action by precisely placing every sound all around you in a three-dimensional space. And beyond the immersion brought to you by Dolby Atmos, audio latency has been cut substantially due to the recently announced Qualcomm aptX adaptive audio technologies. Building off our incredible Snapdragon Elite Gaming experiences, I want to share how we are improving the next generation of mobile gaming with Snapdragon 888. With the explosive popularity of fast twitch shooters and battle royale games, low latency from touch to on-screen action has become even more critical when it comes to esports. Esports players want ultra-smooth gameplay with the best touch response times. Pro gamers demand that the hardware reacts instantly to their physical touch, which is imperative for their in-game success. In esports, milliseconds can be the difference between coming in last place and winning millions in prize money. Snapdragon Elite Gaming is a proud sponsor of the PUBG Mobile 2020 Global Championships that's happening right now. Our relationship with the PUBG team has allowed us to see how crucial touch response times are to winning. Now, let's hear from Hot Jukes, a PUBG mobile competitor and commentator, on just how important improved touch response times are to pro gamers.
Hey everybody, I'm Hot Jukes and I'm a professional mobile gamer. I've competed in some of the biggest PUBG Mobile tournaments in the past, and I'm currently one of the official casters for the PUBG Mobile Pro League, as well as the PUBG Mobile Grand Championships, which is going on right now. PUBG Mobile is by far one of the most popular and competitive mobile games on the planet right now. It's extremely fast-paced, the graphics on it are insane, and because of that, it's also one of the most device-strenuous games that you could possibly play on a mobile device. This is a mobile game that hosts tournaments that have prize pools ranging in the millions of dollars. The level of competition is insane, to say the least, and if you even want a chance at competing for that kind of cheddar, you already have to have an insane amount of skill, a ton of hours in this game, and without a doubt, the best hardware that you could possibly get your hands on. It is a gold standard to have a flagship device for all of these competitive top players. And the reason for that is that this is a game where tenths of a second matter. The slightest little bit of input lag, touch delay, or frame droppage, anything like that is the difference between living or dying in this game. Trust me, I know. And as a matter of fact, we had one team that didn't even qualify for the PUBG Mobile Global Championships because of 1 point. 1 kill is what separated them from living their dreams, competing for millions of dollars, and complete, utter defeat. Needless to say, these players will do anything they possibly can to get the slightest advantage in this game. Anything that comes out that has the slightest improvement in touch responsiveness, anything like that, it's a literal game changer and will become the gold standard for all these top competitive players, without a doubt.
With Snapdragon 888, we have built new capabilities and optimizations to greatly reduce touch response times. We are excited to announce a new Snapdragon Elite Gaming feature called Qualcomm Game Quick Touch. Touch latency depends on many factors. For example, the timing of the display VSync and the timing of the game's frame submission. Sometimes, due to heavy game workloads, the game may miss the VSync deadline. This will result in a delayed frame. This delayed frame impacts the latency of the touch event. The Game Quick Touch feature is optimized at the millisecond level to avoid these type of delays. Gamers will immediately experience faster response times. Snapdragon 888 with Game Quick Touch will increase the speed from touch to display up to 20%. Even a game with the blistering frame rate of 120 FPS will see an improvement in touch response times. Every mobile game can benefit from this new feature. from taking that racetrack corner a little tighter in Asphalt 9 or going for that final kill in Fortnite. I'm also excited to announce that Snapdragon Elite Gaming is delivering another mobile-first feature by bringing variable rate shading to mobile gaming. Until now, variable rate shading, known as VRS, has only been available on high-end PCs and next-generation consoles. Powered by the new Qualcomm Adreno 660, VRS will help reduce GPU workloads and provide significant enhancements to games. This will allow the next generation of mobile games to run faster and at higher resolutions while still maintaining the highest visual fidelity. This reduction in GPU workload also lowers power consumption for extended gameplay. When rendering a frame, the GPU executes a shader program for each pixel to compute its color. This would result in 3.6 million pixels being shaded. VRS allows developers to specify the shader program to only run once in groups of 2 or 4 pixels, and then reuse those color results for the surrounding pixels. With VRS, you can shade this entire frame using only 1.4 million pixels. That's a 40% reduction in total pixels shaded, which greatly reduces the GPU workload. This feature will allow developers to create even more immersive gaming experiences without sacrificing visual fidelity. Let's hear from some industry experts on how beneficial VRS will be to their games.
Technically speaking, game development has always been a balancing act between performance and visual fidelity. You usually tend to trade one for the other. So for example, in a racing game like Asphalt, we might tell it to spend most of its time on the center tiles where the user attention is, and on the edges of the screen or on the road where there is usually motion blur or other post effects, we might tell it to process every second pixel, every fourth, and so on. So while we get the same benefit as in the reduced resolution technique, we get the GPU to shade significantly less pixels, we don't see the drop in quality because the resolution stays the same. We're still rendering at native resolution. So this technique allows us to improve performance, drop power consumption, and increase visual fidelity all at the same time, which is very rare.
The Unreal team has been interested in variable rate shading and related technologies for a while, and we are actively working on adding support for this feature for a future release of the engine. We recognize the significant benefits that developers can realize using these techniques, and are really excited to see what the rendering cost savings provided via variable rate shading allow developers to do on mobile VR platforms in the future. I'm looking forward to seeing what level of performance improvements developers will be able to realize on future platforms leveraging these technologies. At Epic, we're excited to see this technology introduced to mobile VR devices via Qualcomm Snapdragon Adreno GPUs, where it will empower developers to create higher quality content across a range of devices, and raise the bar for visual fidelity on mobile. This kind of innovation is what makes this industry such a great place to work in.
When implemented, VRS will provide up to a 30% increase in gameplay performance. This allows games to run smoother and longer with lower power. It will also enable more headroom for game developers to take full advantage of the hardware and create larger, more unique experiences in the next generation of mobile games. This all comes down to creating better games for players around the world. Snapdragon Elite Gaming continues to transform mobile devices into powerful gaming machines. With new features like Qualcomm Game Quick Touch and variable rate shading, powered by our latest Adreno 660 GPU, we continue to push mobile gaming innovations even further. Snapdragon 888 provides a world-class gaming experience that will take your mobile gaming to a whole new level.
AI is everywhere and making an impact on our lives. I'm Xing Yishu, and I can't wait to share with you with all the amazing AI features for Snapdragon 888. Last year in Maui, we introduced the world's first real-time translation on the Snapdragon 865 with all the intelligence processed right on the device. Qualcomm AI is also in your favorite social media apps, powering the fun lenses and filters that you enjoy using. These apps are accelerated on device using our powerful AI engine to ensure you have the best user experience. We also took our mobile AI expertise into areas like robotics, powering robots that trains the top ping pong player in China along with the XR devices. Qualcomm AI can also be found in your cars, intelligently assisting you when you're driving while providing additional safety features. And there is just so much more to it. At Qualcomm, we believe that the developers are the heart of AI innovation, and it is important to engage and to support the community. So this year, we hosted the AI Innovation Challenge in China for the very first time, and the developers from all around the country created amazing AI-based applications using the latest and greatest Snapdragon devices with our powerful Qualcomm neural processing SDK on top of our best-in-class Qualcomm AI engine. And there are so many truly remarkable applications that have been created. Let's see some highlights from the event. Now, let's dive into Qualcomm AI hardware. With all these amazing but complex AI applications that you just saw, a more powerful and sophisticated AI engine is needed for this job. And the Snapdragon 888 has just that. Let's take a look. We are introducing the 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine, and it is packed with features. First of all, we completely re-architected our Hexagon processor. The brand new Qualcomm Hexagon 780 processor has what we called a fused AI accelerator architecture. What does fused mean, though? Let's take a look at the Hexagon processor on the Snapdragon 865, which has scalar, vector, and tensor AI accelerators. On the Snapdragon 888, we redesigned the Qualcomm Hexagon processor so that the physical distances between these accelerators are now virtually gone. Not just that, we also added a large shared memory across these 3 different accelerators so that they can share and move around data faster and more efficiently. How much faster? It is up to 1,000 times handoff time improvement in certain use cases. We've also made improvements on the accelerators themselves. The scalar accelerator is 50% more powerful, and the tensor accelerator is now 2 times faster than its predecessor. In addition, we know that battery life matters to all of you. So along with all these performance boosts, we still managed to improve performance per watt by up to 3 times versus previous generation. Other part of Qualcomm AI engine has been upgraded as well. Our Qualcomm Adreno 660 GPU has a 43% AI performance boost, with new instruction sets like 4-input mixed precision dot product and wave matrix multiply for faster floating point calculation. Let's pause for a moment and show you what this powerful AI engine can do. We've teamed up with Tetris AI and created a video with their Super Movie app to showcase our performance of our 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine. You know, I always want to see if I have what it takes to compete with fencing champions. So let's put me in front of a professional fencer and find out. All right, I think I've got potential. Maybe I do better on the runway. What you see here is actually multiple neural networks running simultaneously to remove a character from the original video, reconstruct the background, and plug me into the scene. It is using video instant segmentation and fusion algorithms so that everything looks natural and real. The best thing is, you can do this real time in preview mode before you start even acting and recording. The 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine is so powerful that it can perform real-time background removal on every single frame at 30 frames per second up to 4K resolution. Let's take a look at the performance numbers. The Snapdragon 865 has a very high top number at 15 tops. This year, Snapdragon 888 has a whopping 26 tops. In terms of benchmarking numbers, based on industry standard AI models, the Snapdragon 888's peak performance is faster than its closest competitors. And our expertise has always been keeping everything powerful without sacrificing power consumption. Here we can see that we are still the leader when it comes to performance per watt. Now you've seen how powerful our Hexagon 780 processor is to process big and complex AI algorithms. Let's talk about another kind of AI. This type of AI runs on your device 24/7, always on, always ready for action. It requires a completely different hardware to satisfy ultra-low power requirements. And this is why we created the Qualcomm Sensing Hub on the Snapdragon 865 last year. On the Snapdragon 888, we are introducing the 2nd generation Qualcomm Sensing Hub, and it is smarter than ever. First of all, we added a dedicated always-on low-power AI processor, and we're seeing a mind-blowing 5 times AI performance improvement. This extra AI processing power allows us to offload up to 80% of the workload from the Hexagon processor to the Qualcomm Sensing Hub so that we can save even more power. All of the processing on the Qualcomm Sensing Hub is at less than 1 milliamps of power consumption. Of course, we need to make sure that our developers can access the Qualcomm Sensing Hub easily. So we're working with Google on its new TensorFlow micro framework to optimize it for both of our Hexagon processor and the AI processor in the Qualcomm Sensing Hub. This will enable our OEMs and developers to create their own contextually aware applications that will optimally make use of our hardware. For instance, with the 2nd generation Qualcomm Sensing Hub, we're able to offload 38% of the OK Google detection algorithm from the Hexagon processor. Another cool feature that we created for the Qualcomm Sensing Hub is the ability to communicate to all parts of your device. As you can see here, your device has microphones, all sorts of sensors, and connectivity such as modem, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. For the very first time, our Qualcomm Sensing Hub can collect data from all of them, real time, and create contextually awareness use cases. For example, with our partner, Audio Analytic, your phone can now recognize the acoustic scene around you, enabling a range of intelligence new capabilities such as matching ring volume to your environment, and all of this is done on device. No more embarrassing situation as you move from chaotic coffee shop to the calm meeting room. Also, with our partner, Mobileye Solutions, based on your location information, it can suggest social media filters that are perfect for a special occasion. It can even track where you parked on device in the multi-level underground parking structure where there is usually no cellular signal. We can't wait to see what our partners can do with the new Qualcomm Sensing Hub. Another cool demo we'd like to show you is from our partner, Trinamix. Let's see the video.
Imagine yourself in the morning. You put the infrared sensor that's integrated in your smartphone on your skin. Within less than a second, you know which skin product you should use that day. Thanks to Qualcomm Technologies and Trinamics, your upcoming smartphone might already have a near-infrared spectroscopy sensor that can scan almost anything on a molecular level. The captured data will be processed by the Qualcomm Sensing Hub within the powerful Qualcomm AI engine. The Qualcomm Snapdragon mobile platform will analyze the data, providing you with customized recommendations. On top, the 5G capabilities of Snapdragon allow for constant improvements via cloud while keeping your personal data on your smartphone. Distributed intelligence enables a seamless transition of AI processing between cloud and device. This is just one of the many examples where your future smartphone will enable you to lead a healthier lifestyle.
Now you've seen all the AI hardware improvements on the Snapdragon 888 with the amazing AI performance and the new use cases. I'm sure you will enjoy them on your next device.
You can't have great AI hardware without amazing AI software. I'm Jeff Gelhart, and today I'm excited to be sharing an update about our AI software solutions for the Snapdragon 888. We've already heard about the incredible AI hardware capabilities at the heart of the new Snapdragon 888. Of course, our hardware must be enabled by equally strong software. Enabling amazing AI-powered experiences requires giving developers and OEMs complete access to the software stack. Qualcomm was the first to bring an on-device AI SDK to market. Now, in its 6th generation, we're happy to announce that the Qualcomm Neural Processing SDK now powers incredible AI experiences in over 500 million Android devices worldwide. Improvements in the Qualcomm Neural Processing SDK include support for additional models and support for Microsoft Windows 10 AI use cases on laptops powered by Snapdragon. We created our ultra-fast Qualcomm AI engine so that AI applications can take full advantage of the hardware acceleration. On Snapdragon 865, we introduced Hexagon and NDirect to give developers direct access to Hexagon from their applications. This has been so well received that we are introducing a significant upgrade to this approach for Snapdragon 888, bringing the power of direct APIs across the whole mobile platform. Today, we're introducing Qualcomm AI Engine Direct. With the brand new 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine, we're moving to the next chapter of our AI software. With this solution, we extend and enhance the capabilities of our AI software solutions to provide developers with access directly to the hardware, and not only for the Hexagon 780 processor, but also the Adreno GPU and the Qualcomm Cryo CPU. The Qualcomm AI Engine Direct has been built from the ground up to bring to Snapdragon 888 for the first time a unified AI API across the whole Snapdragon platform. In addition, we'll be making this API available on the previous 5th generation Qualcomm AI engine. As a developer OEM, you can take advantage of this solution across Snapdragon platforms and leverage both the 5th and 6th generation AI engine. We focused on modularity and extensibility, expanding on our user-defined operator concept to bring new capabilities for developers to create their own AI solutions accelerated on Snapdragon. With the introduction of Snapdragon 888, we're partnering with Hugging Face, the leader in innovative natural language processing solutions, to leverage the power of the 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine to enable powerful NLP solutions on Snapdragon that will be both precise and responsive. Last year, as part of our 5th generation Qualcomm AI engine, we introduced the concept of user-defined operators, which enable developers to write custom operators in OpenCL or using the Qualcomm Hexagon SDK, and then plug them into the Neural Processing SDK. Now, even for developers that are already experienced with Hexagon, to author ops, you often needed to write complex and long routines in low-level languages. As part of our commitment to enable access to the 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine, today we're excited to announce that we've extended TVM, an open source compiler for AI accelerators, with support for Hexagon. Now, custom operators can be written in a few short lines of Python, compiled for Hexagon, and plugged directly into the Qualcomm AI Engine Direct framework. As a first for Snapdragon, this will enable developers and OEMs to create customized experiences and extend the Qualcomm AI Engine Direct. We intend to share our contributions with the open source community, and we welcome open collaboration. Since starting our first AI research project in 2007, Qualcomm has continued to invest heavily in AI research. Over the course of more than a decade, many of these innovations have resulted in products that are at the core of Snapdragon AI experiences that you use every day. First announced last year, the AI Model Efficiency Toolkit is one of the products that resulted from our research efforts. This year, we added additional support for even better quantization of networks with little or no loss in accuracy, using post-training techniques such as Gate-Around and quantization-aware training with range learning. We've also included support for RNN and LSTM networks. With the addition of support for mixed precision networks, you'll be able to maximize power performance trade-offs while maintaining accuracy. As with TVM, we open sourced the Qualcomm AI Model Efficiency Toolkit on GitHub, and we invite open collaboration with our researchers. We're thrilled to say that we're continuing to work with one of the most popular social media apps on the planet, Snapchat. Snapchat is using our AI Model Efficiency Toolkit, quantizing an array of their AI lenses to improve accuracy and performance for face detection. That way, you can apply the latest lens filters instantly, and they'll be super responsive and butter smooth. Now, to recap, you've seen all the AI hardware and software improvements we put into the Snapdragon 888 mobile platform. From the brand new 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine with a whopping 26 TOPS, to the powerful Hexagon 780 processor, and the tiny but mighty 2nd generation sensing hub, and the incredible new Qualcomm AI Engine Direct software. With a focus on developer access using Qualcomm AI Engine Direct and TVM, to leading-edge research innovations in the AI Model Efficiency Toolkit, Snapdragon AI solutions will enable creativity for applications like Supermovie, benefit your health by scanning your skin, and many other incredible AI use cases. The Snapdragon 888 is the smartest and most powerful chip Qualcomm has ever produced, and we can't wait for you to experience it.
So there you have it. You just got a glimpse of some of the new features that 888 will enable. All of these amazing technologies inside a lineup of mobile devices that completely surpass standalone devices that are designed to do just one thing. The Snapdragon 888 will be the flagship platform of choice and sets the bar for what a premium tier experience ought to be because of all of these amazing technologies across 5G, AI, camera, and gaming. As you saw, 888 packs in a lot of Snapdragon firsts, as well as industry firsts, that really put this product in a league of its own. With the Snapdragon 888, we have a 5nm product with the world's most advanced 5G solution integrated. It is our 3rd generation X60 modem RF system. We were the first to deliver millimeter wave and sub-6, and now we have added in TDD and FDD 5G carrier aggregation. The Fast Connect 6900 with Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E is now a part of Snapdragon 888 for the first time. The 6900 introduces leading technologies like 4K QAM, 4-stream DBS, and Bluetooth 5.2 to complete our world-class connectivity offering. Performance takes a huge leap this year. We have taken CPU performance to new heights with a completely new architecture for the best experience on device. And the graphics rendering speed boost of 35% is unprecedented with our Adreno 660 GPU. More importantly, both these technologies are able to sustain their performance for long periods of time. 888 also brings in industry-first security solutions like hypervisor and a CAI-compliant camera, so that we can help protect consumers' data even better. AI is transforming all the use cases that consumers love on smartphones, and because of that, we've completely rebuilt our 6th generation AI engine with industry-leading AI performance at 26 trillion operations per second. Our 2nd generation Sensing Hub is the most power-efficient solution with dedicated low-power AI capability that can now collect and make sense of additional data streams to enable completely new contextual use cases. We are on our 3rd generation Elite Gaming. Qualcomm has built a massive gaming ecosystem and will continue to do so with new elite gaming features like variable rate shading and Game Quick Touch. And lastly, the Snapdragon 888 camera experience will change the way consumers capture video and photos. We're tripling down on the future of photography by bringing industry-first features like triple concurrency and triple parallel processing. This means that your next flagship Android smartphone can capture from 3 different vantage points. The Spectra 580's ability to process 2.7 gigapixels per second also means that Snapdragon 888 smartphones can capture 120 photos in 1 second at 12 megapixels each. And we are the first to bring computational HDR to video capture, just like we did 10-bit HDR video capture 2 years ago. In the time it took us to deliver this technology deep dive, more than 300 million pictures have been taken on smartphones. Many terabytes of data has been downloaded onto handsets. Hundreds of millions of hours of games and videos have been played and watched on your devices. Millions of students have taken classes on their smartphones. Many millions of face payments have been done, and Snapdragon technologies have been at the forefront of driving this amazing mobile revolution. Our R&D in 5G and application processor technologies makes these experiences possible. The 888 takes these experiences, improves all of them, adds completely new ones, and takes them to a whole new level. I can't wait to see all of these new and amazing experiences come to life in Snapdragon 888 smartphones next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ziad and team, for walking through the details of Snapdragon 888. I can't wait to experience all of these new camera, AI, and gaming features. Over the past 2 days, you've heard from Qualcomm Technologies and our global ecosystem of partners about how 5G is redefining the premium tier, and how Snapdragon sets the benchmark as the platform for the connected age. Premium tier consumers demand the best experiences, and Snapdragon 8 series continues to lead the industry and deliver the most immersive experiences with intelligent photography, gaming, audio, and more. Snapdragon 888 is the culmination of many years of work, and we believe it sets a new bar, delivering the premium experiences you deserve. We invite you to view yesterday's and today's keynotes and other content on our website at qualcomm.com/Snapdragon Summit. We wish you a safe and healthy end of your 2020 and hope to see you in person back on the Hawaiian Islands next year. Mahalo and thank you.